Hey everyone, what is going on? Back here again, reviewing this dumpster fire of an event. Unfortunately, this thing is just beyond frustrating. Just the lack of items in the shop, and then on top of it, this drifting adventure thing. Oh my goodness. It is probably the worst thing they brought out to this game, and they brought out some pretty bad, dumb things. This definitely takes the cake. If you dislike this event as much as the rest of us, please hit that like button so I know how much you dislike this event. And then on top of it, please hit that like button anyways, and let's jump into this video. All right, starting off, you have the Egg Hunt Adventure. This is just the pass you buy at the start of the week. You need to buy this the first day because these daily task items here, these reset every single day. So if you don't buy this the first day, you're going to miss out on some of these items because you get twice as many of them when you actually buy the pack. So instead of just getting one of each of the top three here, which includes the tokens for the actual event, and then these lucky voucher boxes here, if you don't buy the pass, you're only getting one instead of two. So make sure you buy the daily pass at the start if you're going to do so. The pass on the right, the big one, that is $20. The one in the middle is $5. And of course, the one on the left, the single little egg, that is for free. So all the items on the left, you see you can collect for free, and then you pay for the other two columns. If you are going to spend anything, even if it's just $40 on the event, 25 of that should definitely be spent on this pack. You're going to get so many more vouchers in here than you're going to be buying actually in the event. So there's no reason why, if you're going to spend money, that you don't pick these packs up. Make sure you get it picked up right away. Then jumping over to the roulette wheel, when you pick that pass up, and then you can also come in here and purchase these tokens too if you want to. But you should be able to get about 40 or more the first day. Go ahead, hit the spin. Make sure you had the 5 times enabled, because if you hit the big jackpots, which I am clearly not, I'm just getting some speed ups, but hey, I need speed ups on this little baby account. But having the 5 times on is nice, because as soon as you hit a box, especially one of those, they're not the greatest, but they're still what can potentially give you the season currency, and we'll go over that here in a minute. But if you don't have 5 times on and then I hit this, I would only get 2 vouchers. Now I'm getting 10. So I'm getting more when I hit those big ticket items, even though it is rare. But you would hate to get this and get the 20 vouchers, which is then 100 vouchers when you have the 5 times on. You would hate to get that if you did the single pull versus if you did the 5 pull and then you got 5 times that. So make sure you have the 5 times on to try to max out those big hits when you get them. And then when you do the spins, you're going to get various items depending on what you collect. There's going to be a task in here that say, hey, you need to collect so many boxes. And if you do so, you're going to get, or if you get so many resource boxes, you're going to get these voucher boxes here. So the more spins, the more likely it is that you're going to clear all these things out and get these additional items in here. And if you click the icon up at the top right, you'll see the probability of getting the various items. The top reward, of course, being the 3 eggs, meaning 20 vouchers, and then you can do 5 times, that's 100 vouchers. Or you can get the boxes. You can get 10 of these boxes, get that 5 times, that's 50 boxes. You open one of these up. If you are one of the super rare folks that happen to pull the 0.01% for the 1K, awesome. Let me know if that's you. Leave a comment below if you got lucky. And then also, if you want to join the Discord, share your post. I want to see that because that is pretty cool. I've seen it happen to an Alliance member one time. Extremely rare, but it is cool to see. And then going down to the bottom, there is this card flip game that pops up, and it's either for the ore or vouchers. So if you're lucky, you get 40 vouchers. And then if you did the 5 pull, that is 200 vouchers if you pull this, which is amazing. Worst case scenario, you get the 10 pull and you get 5 times, and that's 50 vouchers. All right, so what do you get with those vouchers? Flipping over to the shop here, you will see very top item, basically 1,000 vouchers, $9.99. I know, it's 1,000. 1,000 vouchers. Technically, it is $400 if you're putting a price tag on these. So $400 for the top skin base. And this base, it's whatever. Not a big deal. I don't hate it, don't love it. It's just kind of okay. It is unique. It's not super big. I don't think it's a big clunky base like the Ice Dragon base from Christmas this year. This one I don't feel like is as clunky. So it is kind of nice to see something a little bit smaller, a little more action going on that's not like overwhelming at the same time. Okay, so top item, 1,000 vouchers. Like I was saying, about $400 is what you would anticipate to spend on that. Then the next item is the base effect, and that's basically $200 for the 500 token or tickets. And this is going to get you the base effect. And if you're looking at these, they're all the same. So that is more about personal preference. If you decide to go this route, it is great to get the skill damage increase that these give you. On this account, I don't have any of these yet. So if I do end up this high, I'll probably end up picking one of these up. But it's 1.5% skill damage, which is pretty good. It is better than a level 3 decoration. Some of the decorations, they'll have skill damage when you get to level 3. They're only 1%. So this is better than a level 3 decoration. However, if you were to upgrade 2 decorations to level 3, then the decorations would be better, which brings me to the next point here. These universal decoration components. If you pick these up, that is 1,000. And if you know anything about the this, we're going back to this here. I know we're going to talk about this again here in a minute. But one of the items you can get out of the chest when you spend this is the decoration selection box here. And always select the holiday items. So the top 12 here. So don't touch anything below the turkey, basically, the turkey dragon, what that bottom line there is. So the top 12, pick out any one of those. And you want to have a combination of damage reduction, skill damage, and crit damage, which are what the top 3 rows are here. So pick whatever ones you want. If you get these boxes, don't open all the same one. You're going to open one of each individual one, so that way you can level those up. Because if you open, say, 3 of these boxes and you open all the same one, well, now whenever you get that one up to level 3, you can't just go in here and say, well, I wish I could have opened this box up and then started working on getting this one to level 3. So save those boxes, open one up, work on one of these to level 3, and then pick another one that you want to work on to get to level 3. And like I was saying, do a little bit of combination of skill damage, crit damage, and damage reduction. Damage reduction, a lot of people see that as the best stat you can get out of these. But it depends. I mean, if you're trying to push world boss damage and you're really close to the next level, crit damage or skill damage could push you over the bubble there. So personal preference on what you want to do there, but those are going to be the ones you want to pick up. Going back to the store here. So now that you have a selection chest, you picked out the decoration that you wanted. Say you got a skill damage one and you had, or maybe you got 2 of those or 3 of those, and you wanted to build a skill damage, a crit damage, and a damage reduction. Well, cool. You can come in here and buy 3 of these and level those up all to level 3, or get really, really close. Actually, you'll be able to get 2 and about halfway through the 3rd one when buying 3 rounds of these decoration components here. So the fact that you can almost get 3 level 3 decorations for the same price as the base effect, it makes me like to tell people to go for the decorations. However, if you already have a lot of decorations at level 3, the base effect might be a better option because you don't have too many base effects, and this is a pretty good stat increase. You can easily max out a lot of these decorations that are currently available. The base skins, or sorry, the base effects are a little bit harder to get and are going to give you some pretty good stats. So just be smart. Really, there's not a whole lot in here to pick up. I mean, you're talking about the top 3 items. Either you're going to go all in, get the base skin, maybe get the base effect, and then worst case scenario, you just buy 1 round of the decoration components. There is no reason to come in here and end up with, say, 200 of these tickets and be buying legendary shards and battle data and speed ups and resources. No. Get the decoration components if you only end up at like 200 or 300, something like that. If you can push up for the base effect, cool, that's great. And then I know a lot of you that want to get the base here. So as far as trying to push for the base, the best way to do it is daily purchase the packs, the $1, the $2, the $5 here, the $10 here, and then a couple days you could buy the $20 and maybe even the $50 pack. You want to really get close to that $400 mark by about Thursday, Friday, just to make sure that you are not rushing and pushing and having to buy the $100 pack on the last day when you only need maybe like 10 more tickets or something like that, and you're buying a $100 pack and getting 120 pulls. So just make sure that you're aware of that. If you're pushing for a base skin and then you're thinking about getting the base effect, purchase things earlier, see where you're at. You want to spend these every day so you have an idea where you're at. Don't save these for the last day, and then next thing you know, you're either short or you had way too many more than you had anticipated and you didn't need to spend all that money. Pick these up daily, and certainly pick up the lower tier ones daily. And then depending on where you're at, you either need to pick up the $20 or the $50 daily too. If you're trying to get both the base skin and the base effect, you need to pick up both the $20 and the $50 daily, probably for the first 4 or 5 days of the event. The last 2 days, I would just see where you're at and go from there. And then at the very end, after you bought everything else, if you have some things left around, I would say going for resources out of here is always a really good one. Resources, speed ups would probably be the two things I would get. The universal shards, they're not bad, but they are very expensive, especially if you're an early player. Getting the resources to push your headquarters, get your tier 10 troops and that sort of thing knocked out. You can get a ton of that stuff out of here because you're only going to get a few shards out of here, and 3-4 shards, what's that really going to do for you? And then looking at the Easter gifts, this is another item where it is not as great as the Valentine's Day was. Valentine's Day, you got so many drone parts out of here. And to see that there's no drone parts until you spend $1,400, are you serious? Absolutely dumb. I cannot believe these are the rewards for the spending tiers in this event. It's just atrocious. I mean, even blue boxes, rare blue, I just don't understand this. Such a drop off from the Valentine's Day event. I was hoping this would be a big ramp up. Last year, this was a phenomenal event last year. It was such a good event last year. And this was a big letdown. I'm very frustrated with this. And we're just talking about the main event. I haven't even started talking about the Drift Adventure crap event yet. But yes, this was a bit of a letdown as far as the rewards for what you're spending. I mean, you're going to get some shards out here. And that's why I was saying, I wouldn't say pick up the shards out of the Easter store, because you're probably going to get some out of here if you're going to spend a little bit of money anyways. Especially if you're buying a base skin, you're probably going to get, well up into here. You're going to get decoration components and plenty of universal shards out of here. You're going to speed up some resources as well, but they're not the purple chest. So going back to the candy challenge, the Easter festival here. This event, pretty self-explanatory. You can select the auto attack, hit the attack button, and it's just going to sit here and roll through a bunch of hits. You're just going to get a bunch of resources, some speed ups. You're going to get some drone parts. You may get a selection chest. When you get these selection chests out of here, they're not the luxury choice chests. They're not going to give you the 5-star components, but still you want to pick out the drone components. Even if they're level 3, it's whatever. Make sure you're getting the drone components out of here. All right, finally. Oh, the moment we've all been waiting for. And that is next Sunday when this event ends and we never have to see this again. Unfortunately, that moment's not right now. Right now, we have to suffer through this giant piece of nonsense. We're fishing for eggs. And I know Dirk, if you've seen Dirk's video, he talked about this already. This is terrible. So I'll skip over this. I won't go into depth. But you need to do this daily to try to get your chest, because you're going to get these selection chests for the decoration components, which is huge. I know this event sucks, but you need to push through and try to get these boxes, as many boxes as you can, because this is going to help you make so much progress on your account. And then on top of it, you're going to get some legendary shards, some drone parts, resource chests, all that good stuff out of here. And then 2, just making sure you do your daily tasks. This is pretty simple to do. But you want to push all the way up to the top to get the luxury choice chest. And this does have the level 5 components in there. Make sure you pick those up out of the box. Don't be picking up any of the drone parts or hero shards. Don't get that stuff. The drone component, level 5 drone components, are the most significant valued item in here. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this episode. I know it is not an exciting event. Unfortunately, the shop didn't really let us down. There wasn't really much in there to buy. Not even a drone skin. We didn't have any legendary blueprints. We didn't have any mythic blueprints. It just really wasn't a great event, but it's an event that you need to push through nonetheless and try to maximize the rewards to help you get through. I mean, it's going to give you tons of progress on everyday things anyways. There's lots of free rewards in here that, I can't knock those. They're free. So try to pick those up. Do what you can. Let me know in the comments what you guys like about this, what you hate about this. And yeah, we'll just try to survive until next Sunday, get this thing out of the way, and just pretend like it never happened. And I really hope the devs do the same and do much better next time. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.